Hello, I'm Debbie DeWitts Jensen, an international personal empowerment educator, and I'd like to share with you a deeper understanding of the blessing that comes with forgiveness. The greatest gift of forgiveness is that we free ourselves. It is an act of self-love. The act of forgiveness is a process, a catalyst which frees us from the emotions of the actions that we've experienced or witnessed. It frees us of the things that have hurt us in the past. It reclaims the power to decide how that past event will affect our life in the present, and it permits us to move forward so we can get on with the venture of living a joyful life. Until you forgive, you still have a connection to a past person or event. Dr. Len Laskow of Healing with Love says that forgiving is really forgiving yourself love and freedom. And blessing is a quality of feeling, emotion, and thought that Greg Braden says allows us to clear out our anger, judgments, and our hurt regarding specific events in our lives. And it does so without condoning, agreeing, or encouraging the action that has caused the emotional pain that we carry within us. It simply acknowledges that the event occurred. When we bless the people, circumstances, and events that hurt us in life, in our blessings, we are simply acknowledging their existence, and by doing so, it allows the hurt to move out of our being. The blessing of forgiveness process presented in class includes all the parties that were involved: those who suffer, those who inflicted the suffering, and those who witnessed the suffering. Let's break this down and take a closer look at each part. Forgiveness of others. This can be tricky for us because we get in our heads and find all the reasons why another person should be punished for their actions. But the real reason we forgive those who have hurt us is not because they deserve to be forgiven, but because we don't want to suffer and hurt ourselves every time we remember what they did. As Don Miguel Ruiz says in his book, The Four Agreements, whatever anyone did to you has nothing to do with you. It's about acknowledging that the actions of the offending person were the programmed behaviors of that person at the time. They were dealing with their own inner demons. The words and actions that hurt you are merely a reaction to the demons that played out in that person's own mind, and then they acted upon while involving you. Nothing anyone ever does is because of you. It's because of their own perceptions of the world. They simply acted out of their perceptions and the hell that they carry within them. Once we have this awareness, it helps us not to take this personally, and then compassion and understanding will lead us to forgiveness. With forgiveness of others, we are simply acknowledging the existence of the action of others, and by doing so, with heart consciousness rather than with the mind alone, it allows that hurt to move out of our body. We can rationalize all we want, but until we forgive in our heart the person, event, or circumstance, it comes back to haunt us again and again. It drains us of our precious life force. Whatever happened in your past was long ago, but the mind can make you suffer and live in emotional pain for years. And if we say, "No, I cannot forgive," then what we're really saying is that I prefer to live with my emotional poison, with my pride, and with my anger. Our justifications are ways we put this aside in order not to deal with it. We need to forgive if we wish to live in greater joy and happiness. Forgiveness of ourself. Many times the person we most need to forgive is ourself. Resentment and anger are emotions that actually bind us and hook us to the events that caused our suffering, keeping them alive inside us, draining us of our life force and inner light. Debbie Ford says that mostly we have to forgive ourselves for taking whatever happened to us too deeply, to the depths that shut us down, and keeps us in our smallness, paralyzing us from living fully now, in this present moment. And the other side of self-forgiveness is, do you judge yourself harshly, put yourself down, or diminish yourself in any way? Do you do things to yourself that harm you? Overeat, drink too much, have an addiction, overspend. You may wish to consider forgiving yourself for disease if you experience this reality and inwardly beat yourself up over this. These are all ways we inflict self-harm. Resisting forgiveness only hinders our growth and draws more unwanted experiences to us. It is time to make peace with the past, your past. It is the key to freedom and inner peace, and it all starts within you. We will also bless those who witness the suffering. They have a need to make sense of all that they have seen, and they carry a part of the energetic imprint of the event within them. Many people suffer from their inability to comfort or lend a hand and see the events of the world unfolding before their eyes, feeling powerless or helpless to prevent the pain or suffering of others. It is time to release the negative effects of those situations. It is time to love yourself and reclaim the power that has been binding you to negativity, draining you of your life force, and diminishing your inner light. We need to forgive if we wish to live in greater joy and happiness, because forgiveness is the only way to clear out our emotional body of emotional pain, and doing this mentally is just not enough. We have to do this from the heart. Forgiveness is a choice to release and let go, freeing the energy that has paralyzed us and bound us to the past. Forgiveness frees our life force and inner light to shine forth more fully. It realigns us to our wholeness. It is an act of self-love, not necessarily to forget or lose our sense of discernment, but to release any emotional suffering and distress and free up our energy for our own healing and evolution. Please join us in Empowered Transformation's 2-day Resolving Emotional Interference Patterns workshop and experience one of the most gentle, comprehensive, and effective blessing of forgiveness processes that will free your energy from the past that shut you down and has kept you in your smallness for far too long. Visit us at www.empoweredtransformations.com.